capacity building retreats for our postgraduate students, MA students and PhD students, and it is part of their continuous assessment for graduation. That is to say, apart from the theoretical academic courses, we also have these compulsory retreats that will lead them into the practical aspects of whatever they have learned in class, especially as it relates to peace studies and peace building in the society.
And that is why I want us to take it as seriously as we can. So at the end of the day, we are not just a coffee shop. We are working towards, a clear course. And what are we going to be doing together today? We shall be moving from having peace initiatives to everyday peace. And this is at the national level. Many of these are country level analysis. Meanwhile, the real issues are in the local communities. And that is where we want you to become force multipliers. And it's important you are able to identify what are the indicators you want to be looking for in respective. Okay. The owner of this vehicle, a multi-country, KEY 45 If the person is here, the vehicle is blocking. So we want to be able to develop our own infrastructure for peace, and we want to understand what we mean by positionality and the investors. Look at this. 59 people killed in Yellow, 52 killed in Bokos. Both attacks registered eventually in national statistics. But not anybody alerting anybody on how to prevent it or what to do to even escape it. Now, we are used to what we call negative ways, positive ways, But what I want us to pay attention to today is what program activity and profession called everyday peace. That is, what are the mundane practical strategies that ordinary people are using to get by and get along in divided or fragile settings. Now, the everyday peace is on heroic. It is not based on any written basis at all. Earlier today, the ambassador was telling me about a scenario that played out between a Fulani cattle owner and a farmer. Now, the farmer accused the Fulani that the cow are eating his and they both came to terms about the amount, and I think it was ready to pay until the matter was taken to the police station. By the time the matter got to the police station, what would have been a payment of 2 naira became like 5 naira because the claims increased. At the end of the day, the cattle man refused, and the land said they will go to court. By the time they got to court, look at the cost. And they go to court, there will be adjournment. After adjournment, and before you know it, the cattle owner felt there was no need pursuing that path. Let him continue fighting. You can see what has been lost and what could have been gained. So these are practices that are not popular, but they are very effective in preventing disastrous outcomes. So these are very conceptualized as everyday peace. Now, when you look at many of these places, as I said, whether it is, if you look at this global business, which is based on incidences of terrorism, many of them do not capture local realities. a result of that, the real issues continue to fester while we keep deceiving ourselves. States like Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina, and Sokoto recorded the number of abortions between July and 2025. Yet, none of these days talk the conventional fragility in provided in any given year. So nobody is really paying attention to the local issues. The Lakwana insurgency moved from a localized Sokoto caregiving presence into a multi-state threat, killing 162 people in Kwara, Woro, and local communities in February 2026. This is a tragedy that no annual index update will afford time. Imagine if what we are talking about or what we want to come out with at the end of this exercise is existing in these communities as a form of warning. I'm sure people will have at least escaped even if the attack was not prevented. So, aggregated indices updated annually by biennially. Yes, local violence escalates in ways. The community needs its own trip wires, not a real view mirror. That is, a community should have its own local infrastructure for this. So, now, the everyday peace indicators method, if you go online, you will see this. It is a package to local communities. So, it is a method and a community-generated approach to defining and tracking peace developed by Adventure. Now, what is the project about? It is a response to indicators. Some indicators were designed in capital cities or donor indicators in Washington. Then imposed on communities that had no part in choosing them. So what every peace indicator is aiming to do is to develop a good production process and not extraction. That is, working with communities themselves to generate indicators to structure focus groups rather than manufacturers arrive with the renewed
society. So this year is very unique and specific, and we have been able to invite people from Abuja, particularly from Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy and Development, as partners to come and train our students on peace practice, particularly how it is on the field, so that they can gain experience theoretically, practically, and also to have a networking what to do in peace and conflict situation. So today we are having with us His Excellency Ambassador Sonny Bala, Executive Director of Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy and Development, and Colonel Ademola Lawa, retired, to come and serve as resource persons, that is facilitator, guest facilitators for our students. And basically, the students are going to be learning about early warning, generally, early warning in conflict situation. What are the indicators? What are supposed to be the response from the community, from the government, and from stakeholders that are supposed to act in response to whatever warning that is coming up.